to EK 102.3 FM, licensed to Turn, North Carolina.
Well, praise the Lord, everybody. God bless you. Good morning. Welcome to Real Talk for Real Men on Awesome Radio. We are coming live to you on Facebook, and we're also on the radio with Awesome Radio. And we're so glad that you've been with us. Awesome Radio, 6.5 on your FM dial, 1570 on your AM dial, and we are here to talk real talk for real men. My name is Pastor Dan Lawson, and I have with me
Elder Nat Farrell, Kingdom of Heaven Ministry.
Want to make sure we hear you. Okay, well,
Elder Nat Farrell.
All right. Let me get some volume in here because I don't think we got enough. Let's see. God bless you, Elder. Thank you for tuning in with us. You've been doing all right this week?
Yeah, everything is good.
Okay. All right. Amen. So we're expecting Pastor Tremaine Forbes in just a little bit. He's on the way. He's en route. And we want to what do we want to talk about this morning, Elder?
I'm not sure. We sound like we're having something going on. I don't know, but I'm willing. I was ready to flow with whatever you had in mind.
Okay. All right.
Sounds.
Okay. Well, I figured we owe you one last time. Last time we didn't talk about your mix. So we maybe need to go ahead and get that in. What are they doing at this point in time?
Say that again now.
I want to. We didn't allow you to talk about your Knicks on last time. Your New York Knicks.
Yeah. We didn't.
Hold on. Let's see who this is. Call you on there.
Well, I thought the elder wanted to talk about the Knicks winning the Emerald.
Yeah, well, it looks like he's half-stepping, so I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Did they win the whole thing around the company?
What they did not first.
Oh, okay. So they're moving on. They're moving on for the finals if they didn't already win. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did you know that? Did you know that your Knicks were contending for the Ryder Cup in the NBA and they almost got it?
Yeah, they won. They beat the Spurs. Yeah.
They beat the Spurs.
Yeah, they won.
So how far they got to go now?
Huh?
Is it semifinal?
No, they won it. They won it.
They won the whole thing.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you are aware. You are aware. Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Sound like yes, sir. Yeah, I'm trying to figure that out as we go.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was the first thing on my mind. Don't talk to me. Talk.
Well, you know what? I don't know. It may be.
It may be
Elders a little bit gun
elders
shy
a little bit
because,
gun shy because
I mean, you know, they've been a whole lot of
they've been a whole lot of years that he's starting out promising and he don't want to get too far out there. Maybe that's
maybe he's
maybe
hedging
he's
himself.
hedging himself. You know, I don't know.
I have a question.
You hear all about right?
Pastor
Pastor
Forbes,
Forbes?
I don't hear him at all.
you don't hear
You don't hear
all
him at
that.
all. Okay.
All right, I
I
hear
hear
just
just a little bit.
Elder, if
Elder,
you
if you
can
could
adjust
adjust
your
your
volume
volume
on
on
your end, that would be great.
But
Nah, this isn't me.
Yeah, I think Akila's helping us out. I think Akila's
Go ahead.
helping us out. So, Forbes, how far away are you? We're anxious for you to get up in there.
Well, I'm probably about 10 minutes away.
oh, okay. All right. Well, you can stay on the line. We need our leader.
Yes, sir. So, glad to be considered there. All right.
Did you have anything planned?
Yeah, let's talk about this season. You know, a lot of times during this season, this is a time when people expect it to be jolly, but a lot of times, instead of us kind of being Christ-minded and Christ-oriented, sometimes our minds get focused on what we don't have. You know, the Bible's very specific to tell us life don't consist of the things that we have.
That's
You know,
right.
Yeah, a lot of times we just get caught up. A lot of times it might be that we lost a loved one during this year. Or we might have lost a loved one, it might be the first year or the second or third year. Might even be the 25th year of losing a loved one. And it's hard for people to adjust because they have had good memories at this time. This is a time when they look forward to being able to fellowship and have joy and different things. But now they know that they have to wait until their eternal reward to be able to enjoy the company of that loved one. And so sometimes people get depressed, stressed out. Some people are confused during this time of the year. A lot of people are lonely. And we have to, you know, lean on the scriptures about how we're going to survive. And so, you know, one of the scriptures that helps me out is that sometimes we have to cast our care upon the Lord because we know He cares for us.
Yeah, I see that, and here's what I'll add to that. You know, a lot of the problem is the Joneses. You know what I mean? It's the Joneses, because a lot of the people that get depressed around Christmas time, a lot of them grew up with not a whole lot. So it ain't like they can't endure. It's not like they can't do without. It's just that they look around and they see their peers, maybe some family members or neighbors that look like they're doing so much better. And we end up comparing ourselves among ourselves. And we think we're not doing that well. But if you've got Jesus, and then you've got food and raiment and shelter, you're doing good. You know, you're not homeless, you're not hungry, you know, you're not naked, you got clothes to wear, and then on top of that, you got Jesus. And
You know
that's
what?
well, I was getting ready to say that's a challenge to a lot of people to just get over the Joneses, because if you forget what the Joneses got and just focus on, you know, who you are and what you're trying to achieve in life, maybe you don't have to have everything they got. You know what I'm saying?
So the Temptation song was right. Jones has got a new car today, but what you should say, hooray for the Joneses.
Or just say, let the Joneses be the Joneses. You know, I'm not a Jones. I'm sorry. I'm not a Jones. I'm a Lawson.
No. What I'm saying is we should be happy for when other people have, be happy for them.
The scripture
You know?
says that, rejoice with them that
Yeah.
rejoice. Yeah.
Yeah, and then keep on and don't worry. But you know, it's easy. I think it's easier said than done in a way because,
That's true. That's true. I agree with that.
yeah, because you know, when somebody is dealing with it, you know, they have to fight through it. You got to fight through it, you know. And you gotta, that goes back to what we was talking about. I believe we talked about it a little bit last week about how you think. How you think. You know what I'm saying? You got to control that.
Yeah.
That's so true. You know, one of my friends, and he was somewhat a mentor from Anointed One's church. Elder Waller, he used to quote this quote all the time till it got seasoned into my bones. He would say, "Godliness with contentment is great gain." He used to say that all the time. I remember just sitting on playing Scrabble or out witnessing or just conversation. He would tell us, "Godliness with contentment is great gain."
Well, that's scripture. Yeah.
And that's what David's talking about in Psalm 37. Fret not. You know, fret not what other folk got. You know what I'm saying?
Here's another thing that I think about a lot. You know, the love of money is the root of all evil. And a lot of people use that as an excuse to say, look, it's the love of money. It's not money, it's the love of money. But I have learned through experience that there's something about having earthly possessions in an abundance. It does something to you. It affects you when you're driving a car and you know that car costs $100,000 and everybody else knows that car costs $100,000. You don't even drive the same way. You don't even drive like you were driving when you were in that Chevrolet. You just leaned over a little bit and now you got your head tilted and it affects you. And I think a lot of people, I've seen people ruin their lives because of earthly possessions. You see what I'm saying?
That's true. But that gets into the love of it, don't it?
That's right. And they, you know, they use that as an excuse. I don't love it. I just got it. No, yeah, but it looks like you kind of love it. That's why it bothers you when you lose it or have to do without it.
Well, that's the whole thing. And when you should be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, like Solomon talks about in Ecclesiastes, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's your portion.
Yes.
But don't overdo it and let it and forget where, let's say, the blessing come from, because we always talk about it through blessing. Yeah. we talk about money as if it's the only blessing, and a lot of people don't understand when you read Malachi, what it talks about rebuking the devourers. A lot of people don't realize if you get sick, that's costing you money too.
Yeah. Yes, it do. Yeah.
So if you're not sick, that's a blessing. It ain't always the cash. Go ahead.
Yeah, the blessings of the Lord maketh rich and addeth no sorrow. So there are times that I've had experiences that taught me, let the Lord bless you. Don't be in over pursuit of wealth. Let the Lord bless you because he knows what you can handle. He knows the right timing. And when he bless you, when you wait on his blessings, they don't bring that sorrow. But if you are in hot pursuit of all the money that you could get all the time, you're trying to get the best clothes and compete with the Joneses and their cousins, and you got to have a bigger house because somebody else got a bigger house, pretty soon that's going to bring sorrow.
And
kind of like,
you know, at times we have to just rejoice with them who rejoice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's, you know, that's the bottom line. Like you had said earlier, you got a bigger house. You don't never know that person got a bigger house. House might be cold and your house might be warm.
Yeah.
You might be living in a teepee and you might got something to eat.
And you might have peace and they may have chaos.
Might not have no peace at all because watch this, like Elder was singing. You know, the Jones might, and Elder might not have sung this at all. I might just be ad-libbing, but the Jones, they might got a new car, but they got a new car payment.
Yeah.
Might got a new house payment. Mike was doing better when one of them was single. Now they're together, and they having more arguments than they had peace when they were single. So sometimes, even though you got new things, you also got new problems that attached to it. Go ahead, Elder.
No, I was going to say the lyrics of that song are really good. I just, I said that part. And then what comes after, huh?
Was that Temptation song you?
Yeah, keeping up with the Joneses, because you was talking about the Joneses.
I have to block you. Let's block that.
You want Listen, every Christmas you go back to, because some of us gonna hit that.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Silent Night.
Yeah.
That's when you heard that in the neighborhood, you knew it was time.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But that particular song was really good. They had good writers, and that particular song was.
What were you getting ready to allude to?
Yeah, talk to us.
No, it was the part that I mentioned, keeping up with the Joneses, and you say the Joneses got a new car today, but what you should say, hooray for the Joneses. Instead, you turn your whole head gray, worrying about the Joneses. That's the whole context, and that's what a lot of folks do. You know what I'm saying? They look over next door. George got a new car, and you ain't able to get one right now. And now you saying, dog, why can't I have that? And see, that's what David talks about in his song. You know what I'm saying? In 37.
That's human nature. And I the solution there is, to acknowledge, let's don't act like that we don't all feel like that sometimes.
Oh, yes, we do.
If Forbes get a bigger house than mine, I ain't gonna bother him. I'll rejoice with him, but I ain't gonna hang with him no more.
Oh, don't do that.
Separate.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You too.
Oh, no.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I used to go to your house to watch the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I think me and Elder might have did that one time or two. So we got in there front of that big movie screen you got. And if I'm not mistaken, your wife did some good cooking.
You're supposed
Wait a minute, Pastor. Wait a minute. Now you putting out all the man's,
It is what it is.
Everybody,
Expose myself, didn't
everybody might not have known that.
Church colloquialism. Pray for me. Don't talk about it.
Well, typically we're gonna do both. You know that.
I know. It is what it is. It is what it is.
And we'll talk about you, then we'll pray for you, and then we'll
talk about me some more.
And then we'll repent a little bit.
Yeah. Just don't be like.
But look, it's like what I said from Ecclesiastes. What Solomon said. Look, enjoy the fruit of your labor. That's your portion.
So you started out talking about people being depressed this time of the year. Is that a real thing? How real is that? Because I hear it all the time. I can't say that I've experienced any Christmas season where I was depressed just because it was the Christmas season. But I have heard that a lot of people, that this season depresses a lot of people. Why do you think that is?
I can take that a little bit before Pastor Forbes. I think it has to do with your situation. You may not have been in that situation. Some people, it has to do with how they used to spend Christmas. If they used to spend Christmas, like I used to go to New Bern all the time on Christmas and not Thanksgiving and spend it with my mom.
That's from New York or?
No, from here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just, and it's not a present thing, but for some people, the fact that person that they're used to being around or, different things like that can be depressive. You know what I'm saying? It could be family. It could be, could be a spouse, where they're depressed because the spouse isn't there. Or, I'm just saying.
Break. We can't see the time, but we're probably going to get snatched into a break real soon now. So just keep that in mind. Ain't nothing you can do about it because we can't see the time right now.
But what do you think, Pastor Forbes?
I totally agree. Matter of fact, I know the first couple of years when my mom had passed, it put me in a little situation. I tried to I smiled for people, but it really hurt because she died real close to the season. And sometimes those are the situations that happen. But we're going to go to a sponsorship break in a moment now.
28 seconds.
Okay, well, we got a little bit more time. So, my mom had passed, and it got really tight for me. And I tried not to be a killjoy.
Yeah.
I smiled. I tried to do things that my mom would generally do. And so sometimes we got to restructure those dynamics. And we'll talk about it when we come back after this break. You're listening to Real Talk for Real Men on Awesome Radio Network.
Awesome Radio Network, WECU, 1570 AM, 107.5 FM, WNOS, 1450 AM, and 102.3 FM. There will be an AI training academy for church media, photography, and videographics. The AI Academy is free and is designed for all ages, from a child to our ever-learning seniors. And for your convenience, the AI Training Academy will be hybrid, in-person and virtual. You get to choose, or you can flip-flop. For more information and to sign up for this wonderful free AI Training Academy, ask for Stephanie. 252-367-5760. That's 252-367-5760.
God bless you from Awesome Radio. This is Sharice Boyd Jackson. Have a happy and Merry Christmas. And let us remember that Jesus is the reason for this and all seasons. We are Awesome Radio.
Surely in the family, God is with me. Surely in the family, God is with me. Surely in the family, God is with me.
All right, we're back on Awesome Radio Network. I'm Pastor Tremaine Force from Kingdom of Heaven Ministries. I want to do this real quick. So I got some guys that I grew up with that birthday is in this season. Number one, my birthday is December 20th. I want to also wish my aunt Mary Perez a happy birthday. Her birthday is in this season. A good friend of mine, James Lamont Reddick, his birthday is in this season. The late and great Thomas Edwards' birthday was in this season. He was a friend of mine. And also one of my closest friends, Gene Allen, he passed. He also has been on the radio show with us. He passed during this season. Wish his family a happy birthday.
And there one more? At least one more.
There's some more. I'm going to get to that one. Let's say the greatest of them all. My most famous wife, something.
Your most famous? Oh, there's some others that's not so famous.
That's not my wife. Only famous to me. Should be anyhow. So, but my wife, Crystal Forbes, her birthday is, thank you, Pastor Lawson. Her birthday is on the 24th, so she's my pre-Christmas present. And but also I have a friend, Solania Vines. This is her season of her birthday, and I got a ton of friends that was born and family members born in the Christmas season. Brother Ronnie Stevens, he used to go to the church. His birthday during this season. My godson Ramel Johnson was born during this season, so happy birthday to him. And if I keep on going, I mean, literally, I could keep it going. I want to wish everybody whose birthday is in this season a happy birthday, but I want to take a slight adjustment. And let me talk real quick what grieving people wish you knew during this time.
Okay.
People that are grieving during this time. One of the things that during the times when you hear Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, Merry Kwanzaa, however they say. I hate to say that. I don't know exactly how you would say that. But as the end of the year approaches, everywhere we turn to someone who's telling us we should be happy. But for those who recently lost someone they love, the holidays can seem more like something to survive than to enjoy. The traditions and events that can add so much joy and meaning to the season are punctuated with painful reminders of the person we love who is not here to share in it. Many have wished they could have found a quiet place to hide until January the 3rd And then right after that, you got Valentine's Day. For some people, that's a hard time. But while those of us who surround grieving people can't fix the pain of loss, we can bring comfort as we come alongside those who hurt with special sensitivity to what grief is like during the holidays. Grieving people wish we all knew at least 5 truths among others at Christmas. And so let me pass the ball around. Even at the best times are punctuated with an awareness that someone is missing. Anybody got anything they want to add to that?
Someone is,
That loved one is missing.
they want people to know that, you know what, you're celebrating Christmas, but I'm missing somebody.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
And that can depress. That can be depressing to a point. And you know, we got to work with it. You know, it's nothing. It's hard to say. I just, you can't tell people how to feel. You know, people feel the way they feel, and so yeah, that's definitely a part of it. I like the way when folks say there's a chair miss, there's an empty chair. You know what I'm saying?
At the table. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't. We like to encourage people in a way that they can overcome
Right.
the depression. I believe there's a way to miss a loved one without being depressed, right? For instance, if you got a loved one and you know they were saved, I mean, you know that they were really had a great relationship with the Lord, and now they're going on, you know, you don't have to be depressed about that. You can rejoice in that.
Yes.
You know, you can really rejoice in that homegoing.
Yeah.
I know all the homegoings are not real homegoings, but you know, that's one of the ways. But then there's also the fact that when this person was with me, there's so much to celebrate about the experiences we had.
And we gotta tolerate sometimes, because let me say this: when I lost my mom, it was in October, so Thanksgiving came around, and you know, different people. You know, we used to go to my mom's house on Thanksgiving. That was just a given. And then everybody wanted me to come to their house on Thanksgiving. And really, that day, I really wished I could just lay in the bed and just put the covers, and not to be depressed, but I didn't want to hear everybody and see everybody jumping
Yeah, now
around
that part, that's a problem.
with balls of holly, and,
Yeah.
and then Christmas time, here you go, you know. So it get a little tough. So sometimes, if you got to excuse yourself out in certain situations, don't feel bad about it. Now, don't get to a place where you allow the devil to get in it and depress you.
Yeah.
But at times, you know, and be aware that we have to be aware that sometimes people, it's hard for folk. Like, for instance, my wife's birthday is the 24th. Christmas is the 25th, and I'm not mistaken, her father passed on the 26th.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And so I'm conscious that if she feel a little edgy, I see she's a little edgy or anything of that, this is a time where others might be rejoicing. She don't even enjoy her birthday as much. You know what I'm saying? Some things she don't enjoy that much because it got planted right at that time. So you have to, one thing she do, though, she tried to be happy for others during that time.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
all.
But
Go ahead, Elder.
no, I was just gonna say, grief is a funny thing where it's the type of thing rather where it's an individual thing, and we've got to let people grieve how they grieve.
That is so true.
For some people, it takes longer. For some people, things like you said can trigger. And so we've just got to be aware and, you know, and let people, you know, deal with it. Like you said, Pastor Lawson, you can encourage, but that's what you can do. You can bring the word, you know, certain things from the word. And sometimes you just need to just let people, you know.
No. As long as there's no harm to themselves or others, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But some grieving, you know,
you got to.
can be dangerous. You got to intervene, you know.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, even as people grieve, like Elder said, You could be 1 year not be grieving, next year can be grieving.
Yeah, it can come up.
Yeah, it can be like that.
Pop up,
But we have to do this part. Sometimes we got to command our soul to
Yeah.
bless the Lord. A lot of times people don't hear that part, but it didn't say, "I'm just going to bless." You know, some of us go to church, and you might think somebody jumping and bouncing all over the church and got all that. Sometimes people got to activate and say, "No, I am not going to be depressed. I'm not going to be anxious. I'm not going to be feeling sorry for myself. I command myself, mind, feelings, emotions, intellect, will. We're going to bless the Lord."
That's a good example of what David was demonstrating when David encouraged himself. When everybody else was grieving about the loss, he encouraged himself. And then those, and here's the important thing, those that were able to get up from their grieving and say, "Look, you know what? There's something more important that we need to do right now.
Yeah.
Let's go get them."
Yeah.
They took our families. Let's go get them. Let's
Yeah.
don't sit here and grieve. Let's go get them. Going and get them is more important than sitting here grieving.
Yeah.
And so those that were willing
Yeah.
got up and went after them, and the others were left there.
Yeah.
When David came
And,
back
and that's
with spoils, he still shared it with them.
That's
that-
right.
yeah.
Yes, sir.
you made a good point there. The fact that David had to encourage himself in the Lord influenced the others.
Yeah.
It influenced. So how you handle things can influence others. And I hate to keep coming back, but whatsoever things are true, you gotta think. It's how you think and how you bring it. That's what encouraging yourself is. Changing your thought.
Like the Jim Valvano thing for cancer.
Yes.
You know, that's a good example of
Yeah.
how he jumped up and said, "You know what? Let's not grieve. Let's do something about it."
That's right. And we have to be like that, because even I noticed I'll listen to the radio, this radio station, and heard Charles Stanley family still keeps his messages going. But on that note, you're listening to Real Talk for Real Men on Awesome Radio Network. Stay in here. We're going to talk about this. Love you, and see you in the next moment.
Hi, this is Sharice Boyd Jackson, and the Awesome Radio family would like to bid you a very Merry Christmas. Thank you for listening to Awesome Radio.
We welcome our newest station to the network of Awesome Radio, WNOS New Bern, 1450 AM and 102.3 FM.
Surely in this famine, God is with me. Surely in the famine, God is with me. Surely in the famine, God is with me.
All right, we're back on the Awesome Radio Network, Real Talk for Real Men.
Can I ask a question?
Go for it, sir.
Actually, two questions. The first one is real short.
Okay.
Elder must not got the memo on the red sweater thing, did he?
I was thinking that I kept it to myself. I was gonna start singing one of these things. Y'all can see it on radio, but me and Pastor Lawson, we got on red sweaters, and Elder got on a gray shirt. I was
Y'all
gonna
didn't
start singing.
send, y'all didn't send out the memo. Y'all didn't send the memo out.
What's wrong with this picture? The second question is, if there was a petition that went around worldwide,
Yeah.
should we do away with the Christmas holiday or the Christmas season? Let me put it this way. Should we do away with the Christmas season? How would you vote and why?
Who, me?
Yeah, how would you vote?
Oh man, I'm the wrong. Now, if you want to hear the I'm the wrong person. 'Cause I'm gonna tell you this. I love Christmas. I love it, and it might be for me. I don't. At times, I don't have. Right now, I'm not in that Ruth season, or Naomi season. 'Cause you know, Naomi said, "Don't call me pleasant or sweet. Call
Yeah.
me bitter."
Yeah.
I have been there.
Yeah.
Sometimes I ain't want to hear nobody. You keep your ho to yourself.
Well, she lost a lot. But
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
But but I'm the person. I love to see the lights.
Yeah.
Oh, when Christmas time, if I could have it my way, when July come around, Christmas need to put our tree up and decorate the house. So I love it. I sit in my living room just to watch, cut the lights out, cut the little. I would say keep it. But the other thing is, because this is a time that we can witness, and people shouldn't have too much trouble with it. I'm gonna say they wouldn't.
But is there anybody's mind really on Christ this time of the year?
Mine is.
Mine is too.
So I'm gonna let.
Well,
How would
go
you
ahead.
vote?
Well, how would I vote? I'd vote to keep it. I think the idea is, Christmas, um,
Yeah.
long as we keep it Christmas
Yeah.
and not that foolishness that some folks is talking about.
That's
But
right.
long as we keep it as Christmas and not Xmas,
How about if you
long
could
as we
vote?
don't take Christ out of it, you see what I'm saying? Then
how
it
could-
gives us an opportunity to witness.
So if you could vote to get rid of everything except the Christ part of it, would you vote to get rid of all that?
What do you mean, all of that?
There, right now, from my observation, around the world, Christmas is more about other things than about Christ. The commercialization, the chestnut on the open fire, the snow
Yeah.
roof.
A lot of love songs made around Christmas time.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, but
number one. And you can name all the other people.
And all of the Christ part of it could be done without Christmas, because chances are Christ was not even born on Christmas Day.
That's true.
well, there's a lot of people that I think it's good to understand all that, and then we understand the commercialization too. You know what I'm saying? And even though it's commercialized, they try to base it on giving. I don't really. That's the world. So, I don't think. I don't really have a problem.
Let me throw this in here. I remember my niece got up this Sunday, shocked everybody. She said she was sitting down, she stuck a little hand up, said she's 10 years old. She said, I got something I want to say. So when our children do that, sometimes it might go, it could get derailed, but she had something to say.
What did she say?
That there was we have something that we got Christmas is about Christ. So she stood up. She said, if y'all look, y'all see Christmas. She said the mass part means more. She said we need more Christ during Christmas. And everybody just like, whoa, that's on your mind,
agree with her.
And she said
Well, that's what I was getting ready to make that point.
Yeah.
That how many times do you hear a child get up on Christmas morning and say anything about Jesus?
there you go.
That's what I was getting
Yeah,
ready to say,
she
but
did that.
I guess you've given me an example.
Yeah,
That's
go ahead.
I think a lot of that, what you just said, has to do with the parents. It's how they're taught. That's where that would come from. If a child got up and got the presents and said, this is Christ's birthday, or whatever, I think that comes from children repeat what they hear too.
That's true. That's true. 'Cause let me say this now. This is kind of funny. I have I remember, it ain't funny really. It kind of sad too. I remember back in the day, and I can't go back a little bit. It used to be you get Christmas stockings, got some oranges, some chestnuts, some
pecans,
walnuts, yeah.
all that.
And so that was part of it. But I remember one friend of mine, he called me and said, "What you got?" And I think I got a bicycle and some other stuff. So I was happy. I said, "So what you got?" Man, all I got is a apple, orange, this, that, and the other, and a pair of socks. And it just tickled me, and I was the worst friend in the world.
You laughed at it.
but
You're supposed to help the poor, not laugh at them.
I was a child too. Let me throw that in there for
Oh,
some.
yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Full
pastor didn't get up there and
disclosure.
say-
Full disclosure.
But the truth of the matter is, this could be a sad time. Now, my thought is too, you got a lot of dollar stores. You can almost get a gift of some sort with a little effort, and we got a lot of people that are giving away this Christmas different things. And sometimes people become more mindful of others during this time. I heard that the shelter, guess what they said they need? They just need more washcloths. So I'm gonna try to do something.
There you go.
They just washcloth and towels. That's what they want, and I'm more than sure the people might want more than that. But I remember also there were Christian groups when I worked at the juvenile detention center that would come in and bring gifts. Sometimes it was real body wash and real this and real that. And those kids, man, I remember kids would leave there, and they literally would get like the hotel soap. A lot of times when kids go to juvenile because they're gonna be there long, they'll have that. They get the hotel toothpaste. You know what I'm saying? Just the little. And sometimes you could watch those kids when they would leave. You just tell them throw it in the trash. But I would watch kids' eyes sometimes, and they would look and see why you were doing that. And then I would like, "Did you want this?" They shook their head yes. I would go in there and grab a whole bunch, fill it back, and you would thought that was the biggest thing, because you'll be amazed in your community what others don't have.
Yeah, that's true.
Just don't have.
Things you take for granted,
Yeah.
they don't have.
And at one point, my kids told me, "Don't give me nothing. We don't need nothing for Christmas," and they did it so hard. It kind of bothered me.
Oh yeah.
They did. They were teenagers. We don't need anything, Dad. All we're gonna do, you just giving us more and more stuff we don't need. But one thing we would do, I was fortunate to grow up going to church at Anointed Ones, and I just looked on the website. Looked on Facebook today. They already gave away gifts to over 100 people, gave food to over 100 people. I'm talking about, I saw turkeys, I saw gifts, toys. And so often during this time, we have to compensate sometimes with what we don't have. We need new traditions. I grew up every Thanksgiving as a child delivering plates. And we did that, and that's an Anointed One thing too. So, they expanded. But go ahead, sir.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was that's the counter. That giving, the spirit of giving, is the counter to the commercialization.
Yes, it is.
So I think that's one of the good things that I think it was part of the deal of even putting the date where it was opposite the pagan holiday. Yeah. So it's fascinating. I was thinking about one other thing too, how the commercialization, how sophisticated that is. I was listening to a brother lay it out, and it was fascinating because he put Thanksgiving in it, and how Macy was his concept of the parade, of having the parade, and the last float in the parade is Santa Claus.
Yeah.
To get you to come into the store to buy. It's just, they just put that thing together,
It's crazy because when I was growing up, there was a time that when you had the Christmas parade in various cities, there were a lot of floats of the nativity scene.
Yes.
I don't see any anymore. I don't see any anymore.
That means that we got a job to do as churches.
Yeah. Now, if I
but the nativity scene, we got to kind of really kick the truth of that too. But go ahead.
Well, we know the truth. Let's do it. But let's do it in truth. Let's do it in
Do
truth.
your thing real quick.
Oh, the truth is the wise men never saw the baby. So why have the baby around the?
But somebody did put them up there.
Oh, the shepherds. Yeah. Okay.
Put the shepherds up there and kick the wise men out.
Okay.
Well, readjust the one. Let's don't kill them. They part to play.
Now, get them off the float and let them be walking like they're going looking for it.
Yeah, that's true.
Because that's what the scripture tells us.
That's true.
Well, by the time they got there, he wasn't a baby no more.
That's right. So let them be walking behind the float.
Yeah, but that's and whatever frankincense, I'm gonna do this for all the pastors.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Money you're gonna spend on some expensive perfume, put it in the offering.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna bring the frankincense and myrrh. We'll take it as a gift to Jesus. Look, I done made Pastor Lawson have to recalibrate while I'm talking.
Anywho, my vote is that we do away with Christmas. No more Christmas. We celebrate Christ's birthday on January 1st, and no more New Year's. No more dropping the ball in New York.
Man, you better watch out. You better watch out. Your president gonna come after you.
Hey, look. I ain't know Pastor Lawson gonna come in here. You a mean one, Pastor Lawson.
I'm the Grinch.
Yeah,
I'm
Man,
a spiritual Grinch.
my God, you're gonna get rid of all of it. Now, let me say this: whether we want to believe it or not. Now, this is funny. I remember hearing I can't remember who it was famous, but they were talking about they were Jehovah's Witness and they don't celebrate Christmas. But it was funny. I was listening to it, and there was some comedian or something. He said, "Oh, our family always celebrate." Forget this. And parents were like, "Forget this. I'm gonna do this. Everybody else children getting a little something. We're gonna, maybe, I ain't gonna make no jokes."
Yeah, I would love to see. I would love to see. It's almost like, we're celebrating Christ's birthday on Christmas, and he's been overshadowed in my observation by all this commercialization. If we're gonna celebrate Christ's birthday, I don't think nothing else should be there. The same thing with Easter. If we're going to celebrate his resurrection, nothing else should be there.
But don't you think it's important to have the conversation?
His birth and his resurrection was so sacred and so divine, it can't be mixed with anything else.
But let me say this: those are the two times you get people to church quicker than any other time.
Yeah, Easter and Christmas. I'm not doing away with Resurrection Sunday. I'm saying get Easter Sunday away from Resurrection Sunday.
I get it.
And get Xmas away from Christmas.
I got you.
Separate them. One of them is divine and one of them is pure worldly.
I get
So why should they be?
You can hear that hole in this preacher coming
Why
out.
should they be there together?
Y'all better watch out. Oh shoot, that was good,
Yes,
Pastor
sir.
Nelson. I never heard you tune
Oh, I
up.
know how to do it.
I'm gonna tell you something.
But
Hold on, I gotta do this. I always want to hear Elder Nat tune up. If he do that for me one time, I don't know. Maybe he could do it now. Okay, moving on. Go ahead, Elder. Elder look like what in the world?
The pressure's on you, Elder.
Yeah, go ahead, Elder.
no. I wanted to say what you just said, Pastor Forbes, is important.
What's that?
Folks will come to church.
Yes.
They've been conditioned to understand that they come.
Yes.
And we want them to come because once they come, then there's the opportunity to reach them.
Yes.
So,
I'm thinking they're coming because they're not coming because of Easter. They're coming because of Resurrection Sunday. They're not coming because of Xmas. They're coming because of Christmas.
Right. But you
Okay.
know what?
So separate them. Let's get pure with this thing.
But why? And I agree.
well, does it matter? Does it matter?
I think it matters.
But
I don't think it matters why somebody comes.
Let me say this. Most church firms that kind of help with churches, they will tell you people will do it because their children want to do it. And you put them, you get them. I remember our church would go from like on a regular Sunday between 100 plus to that church will be packed because kids knew a couple of things. They're going to get out there, they're going to roll a real egg, a play egg with some candy in it. They're going to have some kites. They're going to be out there, but that church would be, you talking about a 500 seat capacity. Sometimes the Bible says we are fisher men. We got to be wise how we fish.
Okay.
And sometimes you sit there with your one pole, and sometimes you can have a drag net. And if I got to do both, I'm gonna go for the drag net. And I get it, cause you ain't gonna get in there. When people get in there, I'm gonna say, this ain't about the bunny, it's about the lamb.
Yeah.
And look, I've heard people say to me, "Yeah, you got some pretty women in the church. I'm gonna come to the church." I'm like, "Come on,
Yeah, come on.
come on." You want to say, "Come on,"
So
and see, but when they get there, see, God can do something else. So,
Well, I'll tell him come on too, but I have 3 deacons watching him.
oh Jesus,
Hey, get them watching. Hey, look, that's what we do. We gotta have somebody watch while the other one pray, and then. Well, I can't use that one. Lord, that one came quick, but yeah, I can't say that one. But listen, but we literally got to use. People come to church for different reasons. I was just listening. I went to a funeral recently, and they said that there was a sister that came to the church. She ended up being a pastor later, but she came to church. She saw a brother in there and just came to church, kind of, looking, and they ended up. Listen, my mom was going one place for church, and she visited the Anointed Ones. I saw Crystal. You better believe I ready to go to church. And that was at 12. I was like, hey mom, let's go to that. She was like, we're going to sister, let's not go to that church. Let's go over here. I was sitting the whole time, I saw that little big brown-eyed girl. But let's move on. Let me throw,
Well, it's you know that it happens.
it happens that way, Elder. Let me throw these 2 points in, because we're a community. 3 points. Extended family can be awkward and uneasy. Grief is often awkward, even perhaps, especially when those to whom we're closest. So that could be a situation. Then tears are not a problem. We ought to let people have times and moments to have tears. It can be hard to remember why Christians should be so merry. And then we need, that's why I'm more so, I ain't gonna sing Jingle Bells, but I will sing Oh Holy Night.
Yeah.
And Mary, Did You Know? Because that's my Aunt Barbara Ann, she'd sing that one. Y'all can hear that probably at United Gospel Outreach.
Yeah, they're singing that right now. They went to
See?
Didn't they go with Crystal or to May's place?
They're gonna do that today.
Yeah, they're
gonna do that today.
Yeah, they did
So,
it at around 10:30, 11.
Yeah,
something.
and they're gonna go there and they're gonna sing to some singers that sometimes don't get out of the house, But anyway, we have to be innovative in ways that we're gonna get people into the house of the Lord. Take advantage of certain situations, because sometimes that might be the first time somebody connect to your church and stay. You got a lot of times when you have events like that, you need to have your next event coming right behind it. Don't just have that. If you got something during Christmas time, Black History, the Resurrection Sunday, you need to have that stuff lined up as a church to make sure that you give people different things. But sometimes people connect and stay. Yes, sir.
Wasn't that the whole point of celebrating Christ's birthday in the pagan holiday? Because the pagan holiday was getting so, and they wanted to balance that. Wasn't that the idea? I'm just curious.
It was.
Okay.
It was. But I think Pastor Lawson want to get the draw sign. He want to have it just pure gold, pure silver out of it.
Because actually,
And I can respect it.
Augustine, he actually combined Christmas with some other
Yeah.
pagan Roman holidays that already existed. So Christmas was added to them instead of why couldn't Christ have his own day?
But watch this. It also displaced those, because you ain't going around saying happy winter solstice. Now we got that Easter part, but
you might
let me
see
say
it
this.
more in the old world than the new world.
And on that note, you listen to Real Talk for Real Men on Awesome Radio Network. See you next week. Love you.
Merry Christmas.
You with me.